Welcome to the big show. We are
Yo,
back.
yo.
We are back in full effect. It's a weekend was over, and now we're on to the new week.
Mm.
So welcome everybody that's on here. Let me get Facebook up on here because you Facebook don't like to just leave my public. Gotta put
Mhm.
it back to private, dummies.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, thank you guys for being here. Um, we're going to be doing some pondering as to who might be the presidential candidate for the Democrats here. Because I don't think any of us are really convinced that they're going to let Joe be the runner
No.
guy. So I think they'll throw someone else in the race. And we're going to explore the options of it possibly being Michelle Obama and
Freudian
the
slip.
VP candidates being either Newsom or Nikki Haley, because
Mhm.
it's not like she is a female Mitt Romney.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
She
put it
really
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
She is a female Mitt Romney.
Yep.
That's a really great way to put it.
That's
Oh
what
my
I
she
couldn't
is.
have put it better myself. Yeah,
Wow.
she is a female Mitt Romney. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I can see them easily saying, all right, this is a way to get Republican voters to think the Democrats are for their best interest. And they'll pick somebody like Nikki, who is not just a rhino. I don't think she's a rhino. I don't think she's a rhino. I think she's just a Democrat,
Mm-hmm.
and she has her roots in the Republican Party. But I don't think she's a rhino because she's not even a Republican in name.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. Just watching Nikki Haley, and if you go to her X account or Twitter, what people want to call it, you just look how she posts and look at the things she says. It's not very like conservative or right wing, her talking points. We said before how most people on the right don't play identity politics. We live by that cliche statement of, judge a man by his character, not the color of his skin, but the character. So she realized that she's not going to win. So she had to claim to be brown after all these years, after hiding it. And she's using that as a way, that and her gender as a way to catapult herself, in this campaign, which it's still not going to work.
Yeah.
So, do you foresee any traction on Gavin's side, or do you see more on the Nikki Haley side?
I don't know, man. A lot of people really don't like Nikki Haley. Let's be honest here. She's not an unknown, but a lot of people don't talk about her. When was the last time you heard about Nikki Haley? When she was part of the UN or whatever, and all that other stuff. Gavin Newsom's been in the news like a lot.
He's also been meeting with foreign leaders too.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Which was suspicious in itself. I mean, if you really think about that, like
Mhm.
Newsom was meeting with one of our foreign adversaries, like trade partner. Yes, but China is a foreign adversary. Let's leave it as what they are. They are averse to the United States, and he's meeting with the leader of said country, who's not a president. He's a governor of California. He's not even in the Senate. He's not even in the Congress. He's a freaking governor meeting with a national world leader. Why? That's the biggest question for me is why? Why is he meeting them? Other than that little economic thing that was supposed to be pushing in California. That was it. Well, that's why they said that. But it was before that. It was before that meeting. There was no reason for that.
I mean, I don't know. It's still kind of a toss up with me. I really do think though that because the left is so good at identity politics that they're if you follow the money trail, they're putting too much stake into Nikki Haley because she's a brown woman.
Mhm.
And regardless of the fact that Gavin Newsom might be, a left-wing pundit who's just nothing more than a beta male cuck, because he's a straight white male, for the most part, as far as we can ascertain, I think they're going to hedge their bets on the brown woman.
Yeah, I mean, and also think about, Trump's VP pick, right? Let's say Trump does pick RFK. He picks somebody in the opposing party. You can see the Democrats doing the same thing. They're like, well, if Trump is trying to take votes from us picking RFK in the opposing party, because there are a lot of Democrats and Republicans that like RFK, why not do it on our end with our candidate? We'll pull in Nikki Haley and pull all the votes of the Republicans.
You might as well bring in Cheney.
Yeah, little,
Oh gosh.
Republicans, because they're not real Republicans that support her.
Right.
And I can see them doing the same thing. But they need a very strong candidate, because
Unfortunately for us,
if you try to put Nikki Haley with Joe Biden, they're definitely not a win-win. But if they pick the right candidate, which we're going to discuss that, I could see it being a very strong run on the outside, not the inside.
Well, unfortunately for us, RFK has already said that he's not going to do that, even though he's already been approached by the Trump team to be his VP pick.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he said he was flattered, but he's like, we're just not. That's not where I want to be. Like he's gonna run independent in the primary race. There's gonna be 3.
That's a waste.
Yeah, that's a waste.
I think he'll figure it out though.
He won't get any votes. That's a waste, and he'll lose big time.
His polling shows opposite though. He still keeps gaining in polls. He's not gone down.
He's not gonna win the independent vote.
He will get enough votes to matter.
If Trump is the candidate, RFK runs as an independent, the Democratic establishment party is not going to allow him, just like they did with Bernie Sanders, just like they did with every Ron Paul, all these independent candidates per se. They are not going to allow that, because RFK, I'm not going to knock him. He is a pretty strong candidate, but the establishment's not going to allow it, especially.
Well, that's why he's running independent now.
Yeah, but they're going to shun him away. They've already come after him over stuff he's done. So they're going to destroy him, just like they did Bernie, and just like they're going to. I mean, they're not going to allow it. But Biden's their guy if Biden actually makes it, or if there's actually an election.
This is why I think she will be on the Democrat ticket. Listen carefully. This is why I think she'll be there.
I would not run if President Trump ran. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president. I will not now, not ever, support raising the gas tax. Let's increase the gas tax by 10 cents over the next 3 years. A huge issue that I'll deal with as soon as I get there is social media. They need to verify every single person on their outlet and I want it by name. I never said government should go and require anyone's name. I think China's been a really great friend of ours. Yes, I view China as an enemy. That was not what I intended to say. I do not think we need to pull money from the UN. The UN, the only thing is we would defund the UN as much as possible.
When a 12-year-old child in this country, assigned female at birth, says, actually, I feel more comfortable living as a boy, what should the law allow the response to be?
I think the law should stay out of it, and I think parents should handle it. I think there should be federal involvement. You should not have any gender-altering anything done to a child before the age of 18.
There's nothing consistent with that woman whatsoever.
That is why I think she'd make a great Democrat candidate as VP. Now, here's what they look for, right? One, that people, you have to remember, voters today are less informed than ever before, even though they have more information at their fingertips than ever before. So if I can present a face of Nikki to one group and then another face of Nikki to another group, I can get both groups to follow one person, thinking that person is what each one thinks they are. So with her being a Republican, and she's going to run as a Republican, but they have her on the Democrat ticket, they think they can sway both sides. They'll get the Republicans that see her as a better option than Trump, and they'll get the Democrats who will, they'll push that one where she's totally against the Republican platform. So unlike Gavin, who doesn't do that, he's consistently wrong. That's
it's just wrong all the time.
But she hasn't been playing both sides of the fence consistently for her whole career. So I can see them easily picking her because of the fact that she's a contradictory character.
Well, actually, I do have a clip later to play of Gavin Newsom actually being honest.
Did he call himself gay?
No, but I have one. It's funny. You'll laugh. So here, this video I think is going to prove some of what you're talking about.
Ambassador, do you think, just going back to the RNC, calling for the party to unify around Trump, which happened, by the way, during the New Hampshire primary before the polls had even closed. Do you think the RNC has been an honest broker in this case?
I mean, clearly not. If you're going to go and basically tell the American people that you're going to go and decide who the nominee is after only 2 states have voted, I mean, 48 states out there, this is a democracy. The American people want to have their say in who is.
Hey, remember that buzzword? This is a democracy. Whose buzzword is that?
Democrats, the left.
Yeah.
And hold on, before you restarted, Coy.
Yeah.
She said them deciding who the nominee is going to be without the American people deciding, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't the left do that?
Yeah, the Democratic Party did that.
Okay, I'm just saying. I thought I have a pretty good memory ever since I've been sober.
Didn't the people of New Hampshire and Iowa spoke anyways?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So what's she griping about? The American people have.
Well, here's what it is. It's I don't want Trump to win. Orange man bad. He won't start any wars, and my family can't profit from it.
That's true.
Yeah,
specifically her. She can't because they have a defense contracting company.
Yeah,
yeah.
She is okay. So while she might be a Mitt Romney 2.0, she's a conglomeration of many people: Hillary, Mitt, and the Cheney.
Yeah.
And that's a very bad combination. Like I would think that's probably one of the most ultimately worst combination of any human being on earth in one body. I don't know if she's capable of offing people yet, but I wouldn't put it past her. I wouldn't.
She's just so good. She's never been caught.
Yeah.
And and to Marlon's point, and who she reminds you of, you got to think of usually you are who you associate with, right?
Yeah.
So she associates with all these warmongers, these neocons, these people that get a lot of money from lobbyists, these rhinos. That's who she associates with herself with. And a lot of these people are old school, Republican. I hate the term Republican. So she's probably looked at them as mentors, learned a lot from them. She said the same thing about Hillary Clinton. She talked about her 1 minute, like Marlon said earlier. She bashed Hillary 1 minute, and in another clip, she's saying that she looks up to Hillary Clinton. So who is she? Like, no one knows who she is, and this is why the Republicans or conservatives don't see her as a good candidate, because she is a flip flopper, like the rest of these rhinos that we're tired of seeing.
Flip flop.
So she's running for president of our democracy. Yes. And when I put that in quotation, our democracy. Right, which doesn't include you. We're talking about the establishment, the people that actually want certain people in charge to continue the status quo, the managerial class of the 3-letter agencies and so on and so forth, because they can continue profiting from war. And the Pentagon never gets audited and actually says, hey, where did all that money go? And they go, I don't know. So.
And to Coy's point about our democracy, because I know we want to get on, I don't want a monologue, but to our democracy. So I'm not taking a shot at you. I'm just saying in general. But when they talk about our democracy, you got to understand that there's 2 Americas, right? You have the America of the Republic, America the corporation. So when they say our democracy, they are talking about the corporation. They are not talking about the republic, because the republic is not a democracy. The corporation may be a democracy. Yeah. I'm just saying, that's just me pre-thinking there. I don't know. I just tie it all together.
She's a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Lying dog-faced pony stuff.
Man, Uncle Ruckus needs to say that. Like, it has to be in the Uncle Ruckus voice with it.
She's a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
There you go. That's the one.
She ain't the great white hope we've been
well. Ain't that something? She's just a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah, that's what I needed today. There you go. Okay, let's listen to more lies.
Going to be their nominee. We need to give them that. I mean, you can't do that based on just 2 states. And not only that, it's 1,215 delegates to reach the nomination. Donald Trump has 32. I have 17. So let's let this play out. Let's do what we need to. I mean, we saw South Carolinians. We had 1,500 people last night in Greenville County. And I think that Americans want to be able to make this decision themselves. I don't think this is the place of the RNC to do it. I think that Trump overstepped when he pushed them to do it, and I think that's why he's had to back down. And that was the right thing to do, was to back down.
Holy cow! What?
Jesus.
How can Trump push the RNC to do anything?
They don't even like him.
Like they are the antithesis of hate when it comes to Trump. Like, understand this: neither the Republicans or the Democrats really want Trump to run. They don't. They really don't.
No.
And so to tell them, "Oh yeah, you made them do it," then what you're assuming is that the people that you like so much are actually against him, or you, against you, but they're for him. But at the same time, they've been going behind his back trying to sabotage his candidate. I don't get how that logic even makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, when she speaks, man, it's just okay. I'm going back to that last clip where she talked about the transgender issue, and she said the parents should make the decision. And then right after that, she said it should be federal making decision. So she agrees with the American people making a decision, but she doesn't agree with the American people making a decision. And this is why she makes no sense. Either you're for something, you stand by your core values, that's it. There ain't no left and right. Like us up here, we stand by our values. You're not going to see me shift. You're not going to see me go this way or that way. What I believe in is what I believe in. She doesn't believe in what she's saying. And this is why she can't be trusted, and this is why she'll never be the nominee.
Well, it's not just that; it's that she believes what the. I mean, it's like the idea of being tossed to and fro with the waves, kind of thing. She believes in what the what the climate of the culture is like. So I mean, and she doesn't set the tone for anything. She's more of like a thermometer type person, where she just simply says, "Oh, transgenderism's cool. Look at this trend. I'm gonna hop on it. Oh, wait, people are not liking it. Okay, I'm gonna jump on that." So
she's a natural politician. That's what you would call that.
That's
it's somebody that goes with fair winds. A fair wind politician. That's what the word I was looking for. Fair wind. So wherever the wind blows in the right direction, that gets me more votes.
She's like somebody that farts in the wind and gets a reaction, and then
you seen South Park's version of when the stuck-up people in San Francisco. When they moved to San Francisco, and all the stuck-up people, they would love to smell their own farts. Do you ever see that one?
Yeah, I saw that
that's
one.
That's the DNC and the RNC. That's what. That's them.
They're both the same coin, man. Like you can flip it; it'd be 50-50 chance of what you get, but they're exactly the same coin. Doesn't matter what you flip; you're still getting the same coin, man.
Yeah,
like that's what it is. It's a double heads coin. You flip one, it's RNC. You flip the other, it's the DNC. It's whatever we say needs to be in there. We know this. We've seen the DNC do this. They're still doing it even today. They're not even having primaries, even though people are running against Biden, right? But they've already said, no, we're not doing any of that. It doesn't matter. And even if they did have a primary, they have super delegates. So it doesn't even matter if the constituents vote for somebody in the primary, because the super delegates can go in, well, that's a dumb decision, and then go, I vote for the other person that we want in anyway. So how is that a democracy if you can just go, hey, this is the guy we're getting, and all of these other votes don't count except for the ones that we say that matter?
Because there are two types of democracies. There's a democracy of the people, and then a democracy of the parties. Yeah, you see, that's the difference. And so she's talking about the democracy and within the party, not within the United States. She doesn't care about what the people want. She really does.
You know what's stupid is most people still don't realize that the parties are actually independent things. They're like corporations. They're not even a government agency. They are just a corporation of people putting other people they like up for elections. That's it. That's the only thing that the RNC and the DNC is. It's not even an actual governmental agency. They're private organizations.
Exactly.
It's so silly.
This is why I want to destroy the two-party system.
Yeah, same.
Just do you have actual knowledge and awareness that he pushed the RNC to do that and then pulled back?
No, but
I mean, we know exactly the people that pushed it are his people. And I know that during the debates, I mean, he was
Are his
pushing
people.
Ronna McDaniel to stop the debates. He was calling her every other day. He's been pushing them to pay for his lawsuits and all of these other things. But at the end of the day,
He
this
was?
is not about the RNC. This is about the American people. This is not about a political party deciding who they want to be the nominee.
But-
When I ran for governor, there were 5 candidates. I was far from the nominee. I was the one. I ran against a lieutenant governor, an attorney general, a congressman, and a state senator. They did the same thing to me then. I won then. I'm going to win now.
Wait a minute. She just She just said that it's not about it's not about the Republican Party, but yet it's the Republican Party that's pushing it.
Yes.
Well, it's not about the Republican Party. It's all
Okay.
If it's not about the Republican Party, Nikki, run as an independent. Let's see how far you get. It is about the party. You're just up there trying to get in the fields of the American people because you know it's about the party, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be running with the party backing you.
And correct me if did she answer the question though? I didn't.
No, she didn't. No.
Okay.
No.
Can you bring that? Can you bring that back up and go back about 15 seconds?
Yeah.
She made something up in her
There was something that I want to make sure I heard what I thought I heard it.
Trump, which
That-
happened.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Which
The day, this is not about the RNC. This is about the American people. This is not about a political party deciding who they want to be the nominee. When I ran for governor,
Stop.
there were 5.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are running as a Republican,
Yeah.
okay, and you're hoping for the nomination by the Republican Party to be put on the ballot as the ones that the rest of the Republican Party is backing,
Yes.
how can you at the same time say it's not about that?
Right.
And
because that's
then
what a primary
complain
is.
that you don't seem to have the kind of push that he does, but he shouldn't have that push because that's not how it should work. But you're upset he got the push because you didn't get the push. Like, I don't get that one. I'm confused about that one. So maybe y'all can clarify that for me. Like, I don't. So does she want the RNC to be the deciding factor if they get enough states behind a person for them to say, okay, our party backs that guy? Now, mind you, the RNC or the DNC saying this is our candidate has nothing to do with who gets to go on the ballot.
Yeah.
It's just saying who the party themselves in the Senate and in the House would be behind. So what she's essentially saying is that she knows she can't get the votes from the people. And she's hoping that nobody in the RNC pushes Donald Trump. Because if they do that, then she's lost for sure, because she can't even get the nomination from the people because nobody in the party likes her. And she definitely can't get the votes to be president because nobody likes her. So what she's really speaking from is a point of nobody likes me. Guess I'll go eat some worms.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
should.
sure I saw a headline a couple days ago about the RNC backing Trump as the nominee.
Yeah.
They were thinking about it. It was on the table. So I think she's at the point of desperation. This just goes back to how we started the show. She knows something that we don't. She's desperate right now. That's why she said it's not about the RNC. I think she knows that at the end of the day, Donald Trump is going to be the nominee, whether you vote for Trump or not. And then she may show her true colors and show us who she really is.
She already does that in a lot of the interviews.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to listen to her talk. That's what it really comes down to.
But
Here's
a
another
lot of
one for you.
people, a lot of people don't listen to what she's saying. They just get, oh, it's a woman. Oh, it's a woman of color. And that's the problem with our world, right? Our country is that instead of
woman of
listening to this, so she says, instead of listening to the words that are coming out of her mouth, they're just infatuated with the fact that she's a woman. She loves her some Hillary Clinton, and she's another woman of color.
She is
She's
what
white
those
passing.
white liberal professors would call a self-hating person of color, right? Like they're hiding and trying to be white passing as much as possible. So
what brown is she?
Indian, right?
Yeah.
Hindu?
Yeah,
Yeah,
supposed to be. Supposed to be.
Not feather.
Oh, so
you
that-
sent. I'll have to bring up those pictures. Michael actually
Got
sent me
that.
some of her.
Yeah.
oh, so
earlier.
then she is Kamala Harris, but for the
Yes.
Republicans.
Yeah. She's Kamala Harris, but like not black. That's
Yeah.
Just
She still
that.
got the Indian that Kamala
Parallels,
has, though.
dude. The
Yeah,
We'll call
parallels.
her-
the same a bit about
We're gonna deem her Kamala Clinton.
Kamala Clinton.
KC.
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 Kamala Clinton. That's
Oh,
her
man,
new name.
that's funny,
Kamala
dude.
Clinton. We're gonna keep
Cam
that.
Clinton. Cam
We're gonna
Clinton.
make
So-
a shirt.
Okay,
out
here
of that.
before I play that clip, let me. Michael sent me these.
Cam
Let's see if I can bring them up for you.
She's
'cause
a
it
bud like
shit's
Kamala
funny.
Harris.
Here you go.
I mean, the parallels are incredible. Like she's a female version of Romney. She is
Is
quite
that the,
literal.
is that the Indian
Now-
president she was with?
Now, which one is
Modi?
she in that that photo, family photo? Do you know which one she is? Is she the oldest? The middle?
I don't know,
She's not
man.
the youngest. 'Cause that's about the 70s, right?
I would say she's the middle one.
Does
yeah.
The
that,
middle one, which one? Like
don't
that one?
look like her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean,
but
What if
that's
she's a-
supposedly
Is that
Nikki-
Modi?
Yeah,
Now she has. Now here's something we should think about. What if she was adopted?
No, she wasn't adopted.
Okay.
No.
That's,
I don't think
you
so.
know.
There's another clip about that, about her, like the birther thing coming up from Trump that she addresses. But I wanted to play this one for you.
The parallels are incredible though, because she's a female version of what Romney. She is the
Indian version of Clinton.
the Indian version of Clinton. She's the full on less melanated representation of Kamala Harris.
And hated
Yeah.
more than all of them.
And
And
yeah,
who was that? Who was the Indian passing senator? What's her name? Who said she was Native American, but she was.
Oh, you're talking about Elizabeth Warren?
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, and so now she's this whole
Pocahontas. Yeah.
Yeah.
freaking clone of all of them together. Pocahontas, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Mitt
Yeah.
Romney, and it's all
If
showing.
if Elizabeth Warren is Indian, then I'm black.
You are.
So I'm just putting that out there. That's funny.
Yeah, if you want to be black, you're black to me.
I identify as black now. That's fine.
Yeah, okay, cool. Be you.
You
I don't hate.
Called on you to get out of this race. The RNC says it's time for Republicans to unify around Mr. Trump. What is your response to this apparent pressure campaign against you?
Pressure.
Look, I mean, he can't bully his way through the nomination. I think that, it's not surprising that he is surrounded by the political elite, but let's keep in mind the political elite has gotten nothing done for us in stopping the wasteful spending, has gotten nothing done to secure the border, has gotten nothing done to keep us more safe as we see wars around the world. And so, look, that's exactly what we don't want. I mean, the reason the political elite are upset and the members of Congress are upset is because
Says
I
that
push
with a
for
straight
term
face.
limits.
What?
I push for a mental competency test. I've said if
Let me play that again for you guys in case you missed it. This
isn't she a warmonger?
Yeah, that's the funny thing. She's saying all of this with a straight face. Here, let's do a recap.
Campaign against you.
Look, I mean, he can't bully his way through the nomination. I think that, it's not surprising that he is surrounded by the political elite, but let's keep in mind the
He is surrounded by the political elite.
Ooh.
That's what she is claiming. Who is
Who?
she talking
Who
about?
though? Who is that? Who is the political elite that he's surrounded by?
I don't.
Nobody likes that dude. Literally
Everybody.
nobody in politics likes Donald Trump. Everybody hates the dude. Like, what is wrong with you?
Mhm.
But here's what she's doing, Marlon. She's playing the typical leftist. She's playing out their playbook. They
Yeah.
make stuff
On
up.
their
They
channel.
sensationalized it. They put the information out there. So now everyone's regurgitating this information that's not true, and you're
Yeah.
going to hear it. Oh, Donald Trump was backed by the political. You'll start hearing it. It's all because of this. It's all
But
part
do
of the
you-
mind
do you-
control that.
Maybe I'm a little more forgiving for the intellect of individuals, but do you honestly think that people will lap this up like monkeys?
Well, not
The
the right.
people of NBC will,
Yeah.
Yes.
who are Democrats. That's what we said. We were talking about who is she running for. The things that she says are not for Republican ears
No.
or for a conservative centrist, right? She is talking to a different base altogether, and nobody
Mhm.
is calling it out. She's not running for the nomination of the Republican Party. She's running for the nomination for the establishment.
Exactly.
I guess
She's there to disrupt.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Did you guys catch the interview that Trump did with NBC before, with the same lady?
It was a lot more hostile,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so therein lies my point. She is going on to the most left of left sources to interview. And when she does that, she is being treated as though she is probably the best option on the Republican ticket right now. Now, she keeps mentioning becoming the nominee, when earlier she's decrying the nomination process.
Yeah.
So do you want to be the nominee, or do you want to get rid of the nomination process and just let the people decide? Now, I don't mind we getting rid of a nomination process to say this is what we back. You can back them all along in the media. You don't need to have a whole ceremonial, statement of we accept this person as the next candidate for the DNC or the RNC. I don't think we need all that. But if that's what you believe, then stop trying to act like you want to be nominated for the presidency via the party. Either it's good or it's bad. But you sound like it's bad if Donald Trump gets it, but it's good if you get it.
Yeah, that's how it always goes, right? I mean, it's also the same way of like how if he was a part of the political class, Donald Trump was, he would be more protected than he is. Do you think he would have all of these different lawsuits in lawfare going against him if he was a part of the political class? And I can give you two examples of how, if he wasn't, he would be them. It would be Obama and Clinton. If he did not have the people blocking things, there is no way that he would be in the same position as them. They would love him. They would think everything's great and nothing he ever did was wrong, even though we know both of those people. Oh, we can even throw in George Bush at that. Yeah. The war criminal himself, right? Like both Obama and Bush are both war criminals. And they're still walking around free as everybody else, right? But Trump, on the other hand, had some mishandling of documents, and that is the worst national security threat we've ever faced, even though Obama murdered a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's how I know that she's lying.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
Let me hear the dog face pony soldier again. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
The political elite has gotten nothing done for us in stopping the wasteful spending, has gotten nothing done to secure the border, has gotten nothing done to keep us more safe as we see wars around the world. And so, look, that's exactly what we don't want. I mean, the reason the political elite are upset and the members of Congress are upset is because I've pushed for term limits. I've pushed for a mental competency test. I've said if they don't get a budget out on time, they shouldn't get paid. So, look, I have fought this political class my entire life, and I'd much rather be fighting for the people than fighting for the elected officials in D.C.
Pause.
Yes.
That was the end of the clip anyway, but
Did you catch it? Did you catch it? I know you caught it.
No, maybe I didn't catch what you're going to. What's your point?
The fact that, the bull crap she threw out, she's been fighting for it her whole life. That's just enough for me. You're like, your whole life? Like whole life? Your entire life?
Yeah, here it is.
And the members of Congress are upset is because I've pushed for term limits. I've pushed for a mental competency test. I've said if they don't get a budget out on time, they shouldn't get paid. So, look, I have fought this political class my entire life, and I'd much rather be fighting for the people than fighting for the elected officials in D.C.
When have you ever fought for the American people? I want to know. Give me a good specific example. That's what I would ask.
Okay. Did she say if you don't do your job, you should be removed, right?
Yeah.
Did she do her job as an ambassador? Did she?
No. Sure didn't.
But she didn't get removed. She had to resign, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't believe in, holding someone's foot to the fire.
Well, only people, other people, but she doesn't have to take accountability. Everyone else does.
But I just want to make sure I got that right.
And what does this talk about her being? I mean, I still can't cover the fact that she's a warmonger and she's literally saying on national television, we need to stop these wars.
Even though her family directly benefits from contracting for defense. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know.
And yet
we need more war.
And yet during Trump's 3 years of his presidency, there has been no new wars. And yet here we are in Biden's presidency, and we have how many conflicts now? 3, 4
proxy wars all over the place.
The entire world is on fire.
World,
literally.
The whole world.
Yeah.
So when she quit just after the Kavanaugh things, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So she was anti-Kavanaugh, which means,
Oh.
and I can assume this that she's a feminist.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
She
Mm,
does
yeah.
interview
Stance on
on
abortion?
every left-wing channel.
Yep.
All of her views lean left,
Hmm.
and now she's trying to run as a RNC while telling the RNC that they should not back the person that the people want.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
You
I got
should
it now.
remove Trump from the process because I'm the last one standing and the establishment's behind me. So get behind me, RNC, because I am a part of the establishment. That's what she's saying.
You down with
That's right.
RNC? Yeah, you know me.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Because she's for the people.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sent a
she's for the
clip.
people for her pocketbook. Yeah.
I sent a clip of another with Joy Reid, and for the left to be pushing her like this, and they're really backing her. Again, that should tell you a lot about where her loyalty lies. It's not with the American people. It's definitely not with the right. She is a leftist disguised as a right-leaning person. She's there to disrupt. And look at these.
Oh,
I know.
And I think to the point that you made, Steph, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. She's still a brown lady that's got to try to win in a party that is deeply anti-immigrant and which accepts the notion that you can say immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. She's getting, birthered by Donald Trump. And I don't care how much the donor class likes her, which will ramp up a lot, the better she does in New Hampshire. So it's still a challenge. I don't see how she becomes the nominee of that party with Donald Trump still around. I can't picture it happening. Maybe it could happen. Ron DeSantis' only argument for staying in it is he's the white guy, that he can still make the appeal to white immigrants.
This is the same woman
Heifer?
that is fine with putting strap-ons in children's hands and giving them demonstrations in classes on how to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to
It's
listen
not
to you
sex
about
editing.
having I'm supposed to listen to you about having some kind of a
Morals.
moral high ground. Look, you take that wig and put it on a pig, man. That's that blonde piece of crap you're putting on your head, that old mop that you went into the janitor's closet and grabbed and put on there because your husband too busy getting pegged by some dude to buy you proper clothes while you going
she's
out there
married?
to yeah, she married to some gay dude. Who probably that's probably the reason why she's behaving the way she's behaving, because she don't get nothing at home and she has to become a butch. So she went out, got herself a mop, cut it off, put it on her head, and then she called it hair. Meanwhile, you're supporting the fact that children getting raped in school is okay by you because you like that idea. You probably touch your own children for all we know. So why wouldn't you go after that? And why wouldn't you back somebody like Nikki Haley, who doesn't even have control over her own kids? It makes sense. So I can see why they would pick her. I can see why they would back her. And Brown has nothing to do with it.
No,
and it has nothing to do with immigrants. It's illegal immigrants. Speaking as an immigrant, I know for a fact that America does not make it to the point where you're an immigrant. We don't want you here. If you come here and you avoid the system the way it's set up to become a citizen, yeah, you should be kicked out.
That's right.
But of course, I shouldn't expect someone like Joy to understand the difference between illegal immigration and immigration, because she doesn't know what her
It is so dumb because
where her scalp starts from where her wig does.
It's so dumb because we're the only country in the world that actually just lets people show up.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting kicked out. You go to Germany and try to stay there illegally, you're going to get scooped up and sent back. There's no question about it, period. Oh, by the way, they also have voter ID. Just want to point that out there.
No.
Oh, yeah, they do have abortion, but almost every single European state has a 16-week ban. Every single one of them.
And that's
so that's the thing that they always say is oh, I can't believe Americans don't have abortion. It's because you're not talking to actual lefties who want up until term.
9 months.
Right. If you told them what they actually wanted, it'd be like, man, those people are insane. Exactly.
Maybe.
They're all insane. So you brought up the birther thing on here. Here's her response on that Meet the Press interview about that particular topic.
Senator, you bring up his attacks. I want to ask you about his attacks against you. He has mocked your birth name. He has suggested you're not eligible to be president because your parents...
Wait. The problem is he mocked her birth name because she refuses to use her birth name, her Indian name, not her white name that she uses to be white passing. She uses her She doesn't use her birth name. That's the reason he's making fun of her. That's the same reason Vivek made fun of her, because she knows how to pronounce his name properly, but she mispronounces it on purpose.
Oh, interesting.
Because they're both Hindus.
Yeah.
Right. According to her, if we're going that, she's a brown lady, right? We're assuming she's a brown lady, right? She knows how to say his name properly. She's doing it on purpose.
She's a scammer. You know, like those.
She's a scammer.
You know how you get those scam calls from them Indian dudes? They're like, "Oh, my name is Corey." No, your name's not.
My name is Nikki. Yeah, that's what it is, right?
What is?
Hello, my name is John Smith. What?
Do we know her real name?
I don't know it off the top of my head. I have to look it up. But yeah, here we'll play it.
Born here, of course, you are eligible. You were born here. But I'm curious, just big picture, what do you make of him bringing back this birther playbook against you? Do you think it will work in South Carolina and win over voters there?
It will work.
Nimarata.
I mean, honestly, Kristen, I
Nimarata,
laugh every time I see one of his tweets, every time I see him throw a temper tantrum, because I know Donald Trump very well. When he feels insecure, he starts to rail, he starts to rant, he starts to flail his arms, and he starts to get upset. When he feels threatened, he starts to throw all kinds of things out there. I would always tell him he was his own worst enemy. He's proving that right now. He proved it in the fact that he continues to be chaotic. Those things don't hurt my feelings. This is not personal for me. What is personal for me is getting America back on track.
Okay, wait a minute.
It's not personal for me. Sure.
All right. Jay found her real name.
Yeah.
Here's what I found to be interesting about her little tirade here. She exhibits the ultimate. She exhibits what the basic modern women speak is. It's sign language, which is shame, insult, guilt, and the desperate need to be right. Right now, she's in the shaming tactic of shaming Trump in every single regard of what he does in terms of his rhetoric. Like the fact that she's sitting there shaming Trump on national television. She's basic modern woman right there.
All right, so we have the real name in the chat. So here's what we got to do as Savage Patriots.
Randawa.
We're not going to address her by Nikki Haley no more. We're going to address
You should
her
see
by
what her full name actually is.
Nimarata
Her
Randawa.
maiden name.
What we're going to do, even on Twitter,
maiden
hey, just address her by her real name. Here's her, and
Yeah,
get her to say it.
I should have done that.
Nimarata Randawa. Okay, there we go.
Randawa.
Yeah, so like her original name, right? What is this? This is the article that they wrote about it, and they're saying, "Oh, this is Trump attacking her based on her race." It's like she's attacking herself based on race because she doesn't even go by her actual name. She removed everything that made her Indian when she got married, and she started going by her middle name. She went by her middle name, Nikki, and removed both Indian names from her legal name. Think about that. From her legal name, even in all of her reports, in her college, in every professional portion of life, she has removed Indian from it completely. And you say, "Oh, that's because of racism. That's why she did that." I was like, okay, but why now? She could go back to it. She doesn't have to do that. If she wanted to score parts with the Democrats, she could do that. So, well, I'm a proud Indian woman, and then used her Indian name, but she won't. She won't do that.
She probably can't pronounce it.
Do we know when she immigrated?
Oh no, she was born in North Carolina, but she probably can't pronounce.
Oh yeah,
her
she
name.
can't pronounce it. She can't pronounce it.
I don't remember what her parents did and who they were.
They were crackheads.
They were rich.
They were crackheads.
Indian
Wow.
crackheads.
They came from Canada.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Oh.
they came from Canada. One was a teacher with a master's degree. So they have they're smart people, kind of like how Kamala Harris's parents were super smart. Dad's a doctor,
Yes.
mom's a teacher. Yeah, it's the same thing. But here's the thing, okay, and what these people should know too: the push that East Indian people have to succeed when you've left the country of India is huge. It's almost as bad as Asian parents. Okay, I would say it's worse. Here's why: because with an Indian parent, they will beat the brakes off of you in public if you don't do good grades. Okay, they're known for machetes, just so you know. And I'm not joking about this. This is their natural culture. If I tell you to go to school and get good grades and you don't, there is nothing legally that the parents cannot do to you.
Wait, here's the funny thing.
Necessary.
her parents immigrated from India to Canada in the 60s, right? Her parents are Sikh from Punjab in India, right?
Right.
So like, that's even more religiously
Way more.
conservative than most other.
Yeah.
Like she's not even Hindu, and she's actually a Sikh. So like that's even crazier, in my opinion. And the fact that she is an anchor baby. Like if we want to be real, if we want to be honest about it, her parents were not citizens. They were here after they moved. They were not citizens yet. She just happened to be born in the United States in South Carolina. That's it.
When did her parents move here?
I told you, like in this, I think it was in the almost not even in the 70s. Yeah.
64. And when was she born? 64?
I think it was.
She was born in 72.
Yeah, she was born in 72. So they were in the States for that time because he got her father got a PhD in British Columbia, and then he moved to South Carolina.
Older than me.
Yeah, she's around my age.
Huh. Ain't that something? I'm glad I missed the stupid boat when I was in that era of time, man, because she looked like she took all the stupid for herself.
But either way, it's one of those things like she matches the Democratic Party more so than she does the Republican Party.
Yeah, she does.
Is all I'm saying.
Yep, she does.
Ideals and how she talks, all of it. Which is why I'm still leaning that if Michelle comes out to say, yeah, I'm running, they'll pick her. And here's a good reason why. Because it's been it hasn't happened for what? Since the 60s? That it happened the last time a split ticket was put forward where a Democrat and a Republican ran together. So it's been a while. Yeah. It's been a while. So it happening now will come a long way because here's what they'll put it under the guise of unity. So we're trying to bridge the gap the country. All Americans, especially after the events of the MAGA movement. We have to start bringing America together. Bring them together because we have to start bridging the gaps, reaching across
after the
aisle.
Second American Civil War.
Yes.
And it's not really about a uniparty. It's always been about one party. They call it, bringing people together. We want to bring Republicans and Democrats together. But at the end of the day, their goal has been from the establishment of the Republican Party is to get rid of the Republican Party. They don't want opposition. So whenever they try to say, "Oh, we're doing this bipartisan," no, they want the right to agree with what they want, and they don't want anything to do with the right, what they're pushing. So at the end of the day, they're just trying to get rid of the right. They create this party, and they figure if we can bring the party together, we can slowly start getting people saying, "Hey, look, Democrats, we picked a right-leaning vice president, or Republicans, come over here, come to our side." I think Trump has a different idea on that, though.
We'll see. This is also the clip I promised about him telling the truth for once, but this is also the reason why he'll never be president. Unfortunately for him, he will never be president. But here, listen to this.
I know folks say, "Oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming into town." That's true, because it's true. But it's also true for months and months and months prior to APEC, we've been having different conversations. And we've raised the bar of expectation between the city, the county, and the state.
It's true because it's true.
So you couldn't do it before because
there was no real pressure.
There was no real pressure because you can't.
Expectations.
No agents were coming to check rent.
Yeah, it's like you cannot have the expectation of impressing the president of China. I say president in quotations there of China when you have homeless littering your streets. So you have to make a good impression, right? And poop.
And syringes, and just a crap hole.
They tripped me up, man. They tripped me out. I ain't gonna
because Xi Jinping no like a drug needer.
No, because they pride themselves on when they find a homeless person in China, they pick them up and they take them somewhere. I don't know where they go, but they take them somewhere.
We know where they take them.
It's like there's no homeless in China; they just disappear.
And they call it prison, but they're just labor.
Yeah,
labor camps.
Center.
Yeah, labor camps.
It helps them concentrate. On change.
Concentrating.
Gavin Newsom, he just rubs me the wrong way.
Gavin Newsom,
when you want to talk about a progressive, he is the face of progressivism. He is the epitome of what a progressive is. What American politician, like in their right mind, and it happens, but would bring China, who totally wants to see the destruction of America. This is known. You bring them and you roll out the red carpet for this man.
Yeah.
Clean up the streets for this man. Have their flags everywhere. Foreign flags just flying all through the streets of America. That goes to show you his allegiance. And it's not to the American people at all.
Well, maybe they might bring him on because he's exactly what the DNC wants.
Yeah, communist.
Maybe. But like I said, it's like Gavin Newsom is never going to be president for that reason alone. It's like his polls are down. His COVID record is abysmal. The state of California has lost so many people and businesses and all the other things that go on in that state that there is no way
I got bad news for you. I got bad news for you. Joe Biden failed for 45 years.
That's true.
In politics, and they still put him as a nominee.
And won.
Barack, same thing. Failed. Yeah. They put him in. Clinton failed.
Perfect.
They put him in. Her in.
Yeah, they were all placed.
Yeah, the old Clinton, the male Clinton, drugs on the airport tarmac. They still put him in.
And getting a good old fashioned in his office.
Yeah,
he stayed in office.
What's his name? Johnson, KKK member. Still put him in.
Still put him
in.
So and look, I don't. For all the reasons that you would normally not put somebody in, the Democrats will put somebody in.
Yep.
So
and they will protect them.
Yeah, and protect them. So I can't put it past them. But again, we're not saying we know. The same way we don't know who Trump picked for his VP, although somebody like Sebastian Gorka says he knows. We'll speculate that on Wednesday. We might run that one down the gamut and see who we come up with, but we might reveal it by then.
Yeah, and the thing on his pick, I don't think it's who everyone's thinking it is. You know what I mean? Everyone's thinking like the faces that are in front of the camera. I don't think it is, man. You know, I think it's someone that they're not expecting. Gorka did say he's a patriot. He said a he. Remember that. So you can get rid of, Carrie Lake and any female. He already said it is a he. That he is the question. I don't see him picking Tim Scott. I just don't. He's not going to pick Vivek
in the cabinet, but he's not.
Yeah, he's not going to pick Vivek. And he's not going to pick Carlson. Carlson's already said, but you never know. Only thing I could think of.
Chunk Uger.
We'll talk about it Wednesday. We'll see Wednesday. We'll have everybody throw out their.
You're right. Like all those names, like they're cabinet picks, yeah, but they're not VP.
Tim Pool.
Tim Pool. Wow. No, it's like, but Vivek is cabinet pick. I know that he's getting in the cabinet. Whether he's not getting VP though, I don't think.
Well, yeah. Anybody who's backed him publicly, Tim Scott's getting a cabinet position. Vivek's going to get a cabinet position. DeSantis, he's going to be
definite cabinet.
Picking up all he's going to pick up all the trash around the White House. That's going to be his position.
Ron DeSantis may get something as kind of like a piecemeal. He's probably going to get Hub.
Yeah, I don't know. But what people really, really have to worry about, is Michelle Obama jumping in the scene. Because this isn't the first time that the DNC has done this. They did it with the current guy sitting in office now. He wasn't running in the beginning. He came out of nowhere. He didn't campaign. He stayed in a basement during COVID. He fumbled all over the debate stage, and they still placed him in the office.
It's what they wanted to do with Hillary, but it failed.
Yeah, they tried.
Well, because they didn't anticipate Trump getting the kind of pull he got.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to win. We all know that.
No.
This is why there's that clip of Bill Clinton and Hillary celebrating. Remember that? They were celebrating and Bill Clinton was jumping around like a chimpanzee and found out that she didn't win. He was like, thought she won. And, and she didn't because like Marlon said, they didn't expect him to win like he did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Shapiro or Tom McDonald gets a VP pick.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we'll take a tattoo, Tom McDonald. Hey, we'll take
with
not a Ben Shapiro. We don't want a Ben Shapiro.
But Wednesday we'll talk about the options of Trump's VP.
Yeah.
Like I said, while we're talking about all this, I still don't believe it'll matter because I don't think we'll have the option to pick. I think something will happen that we won't be able to pick. But again, I'm hoping I'm wrong so we can pick. But I don't know. I'm 99.999% sure that it will not take place. But hey, there's still there's a chance.
I think something big is going to happen around spring.
Yeah.
And spring's going to come around. I think all this tension at the border is not going to end. I think it's going to go on into, you know, the spring. And I think,
Well, what will be the next big tragedy? So we've gotten shootings, we've gotten disease,
aliens.
War.
That's another thing they're pushing.
Florida.
There was one thing I wanted to mention. Catalina brought it up about the Uyghurs in China. It's like, this is also how you know that the majority of the Muslim population is full of shit. Is because if they were really concerned about Islam, then they would be going after China for the Uyghur camps.
Yeah.
But they're only going after the United States.
That's right.
Israel.
I think if Michelle was going to do it, she's going to wait till about April or May. You know, halfway, really close.
The same way Joe did.
Yeah, same way, same playbook. She's going to jump in. They're going to be like, Joe dropped out because of health reasons, whatever he drops out for. The economy is just too much, and his health reasons, he had to back up out. Michelle jumps in. Haley's already out at that time. She's already, because this next caucus, I think after South Carolina, she's going to lose big time in South Carolina. I think she'll drop out, sit back for a little while. Michelle jumps in May and picks Haley as her running mate.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll talk about Trump on Wednesday and try and run some candidates down the pike, because based on what we're at now, but it'll be interesting to say the least. And as far as Muslims go, they can't even keep their thoughts about their prophet straight as to whether he slept with kids or not. So I don't trust a Muslim as far as I can throw him. So period.
Oh, one more thing. Big Mike is going to come out as a transgender when he.
Yeah, so that's a sure ticket for the win.
That's a sure ticket.
That's a sure ticket. Sure ticket.
Yeah.
So we'll catch up on Wednesday. Don't miss it. Don't forget, Too Strong will be live in an hour. Okay, live in an hour. Don't miss it. We'll be on, and we'll actually go on live twice this week. So next, and then on Friday, I think Thursday or Friday. But go ahead and check the page; it'll tell you when. And we'll be having Bryson Gray on to discuss a couple of things about his affiliation with Kanye West.
What day is that? What day?
Friday, I think.
Oh man, make sure.
Apparently, I'm slow, is what he called me. So
my Instagram link is broke. Just
he about to find out how slow I am, though.
I'll have to go in the.
Who called you slow, Bryson?
Bryson, yeah.
No, he didn't. He did.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to see that one.
Shots fired.
So yeah, my Instagram is brokitchen _1776. So someone said the link is broken on there.
Also in 2.5 weeks. Let me see, 3 weeks. Today's a Monday. So in 3 weeks, I will have a surprise for everybody. So stay tuned to all my platforms. I'll have a massive surprise for everybody, literally everybody.
Surprise.
And the Hoot should be on tomorrow night. Last Thursday had technical difficulties, and we should be live if all else goes well.
Oh, there might be another surprise around March with this guy. And we'll let you guys know. Might be.
Yeah,
we'll
might be.
Might. There might be another.
Well, we'll let you know. Either way, we'll keep you posted. Just make sure you keep your eyes on the channel and let you know. Mr. Lee.
So like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all Wednesday.
Peace.
Whoa.